Well, hi, Gino. We welcome to the new police station while it's still under construction. Just kind of give everybody a little preview for what is to expect when they come in. This will be the main lobby. That'll be the entrance for the general public. In this lobby, they'll have two choices. One is either go to the window and request assistance for the police department, or go to the right, which is where the community meeting rooms will be. In the lobby, there will be a big table here in the middle. You can see it right over there. That'll be where they can fill out their paperwork and do other things, as well as converse with other people before they go into a meeting or before they go talk to the officers. You can see the lobby's built kind of an oval shape. There's little panels on both sides here where there'll be meeting notices and information the public needs to know. In those compartments, there'll actually be electronic a keyboard or a monitor in there that'll show like when meetings are scheduled and everything else. But I think the one part of the thing that this building really gives the general public here in Nantucket is access and space. There's places for them to meet, to have, meet with their government, meet with their community groups, whatever they can think of. And this room right here is probably one of the best features of the whole building.
So it's not only for the police, it's a community.
It's community.
What do you call this room?
Community room.
Community room.
Yes.
Okay.
There's two of them in this building. This is the main one.
This is.
Yeah.
Man, we could show movies here, Chief.
We almost could.
Look at this.
There's going to be. This is a room set up for meetings. Mm-hmm. There's going to be 90 some fixed seats here. There's wireless access to the internet here for participants. There's all of the amenities you need for a meeting. There'll be screens up front where you'll be able to view PowerPoint presentations, videos, whatever. There'll also be monitors for those that are sitting up in front in the DS to be able to see what's going on also.
All right. So who can use this?
The meeting will be scheduled by various town government agencies. For instance, Board of Selectmen is going to hold some of their meetings here. Other town departments that hold regular meetings will have them here or upstairs. Beyond that, anybody can schedule it that has a need for some meeting space. That's as long as it meets the criteria yet to be developed. We're not going to be. It's not a for-profit thing by any means.
Right.
But generally, a general member of the public. For instance, Cub Scouts, Boy Scouts, citizens groups, nonprofit groups, things like that have a need for some space, it's available.
Where do they meet now, those groups? Various
places, everything from people's homes to the school.
Right.
Kind of the idea is to take some of the burden off of the school system.
Right.
Right now, they have to pay staff to be there at night to keep some of those meeting areas open. And this is an opportunity where they can hold meetings here or in the space, as I said, upstairs, and they won't interfere with, we won't have to have extra staff because the building's open 24/7. So it'll just be a matter of making sure the lights are on and the doors are unlocked for them. This room behind you will be the control room for the new PEG station.
Okay.
All that's yet to be installed. But there'll be cameras in this room here that'll be able to...
So this is the government side of the PEG channel,
yes,
do you know?
Yeah, and as little as I know about the PEG, that'll be the government side, right there. And that's not a studio, that's just the control room for this room, and for upstairs, for the cameras and everything.
Yeah.
There'll be 6 cameras in here, I know that. That'll be 4 of them, I believe, for the various positions up front, and 2 of them for back in the audience type thing. Yeah, that one will be for permit sales. For instance, in the summer when we sell beach permits and all those things, there'll be somebody in there, or that's where a person's going to get records. They have a records request, they can come in there and get that. That one will have a screen over it, so it won't be open if there's going to be nobody there. Mm-hmm. This one here is really the entry point to the police department. It's going to have our goals. We're going to be starting a new program. It's called Volunteers in Policing. We're going to use volunteers to basically staff this part of the room, and they will greet and direct people that come into the station. We've got a tremendous core of mainly retired folks on the island looking for things to do. It's an opportunity for them to get involved. But directly through there is the dispatch, the 911 Central Dispatch Center. This is kind of right here's where the public and the police interact, this portion here. Beyond this door is where people are going to come in. Back here is the records room, which we'll go in there in a second and I'll show you some of the features. But generally we have 2 interview rooms here where we can interview victims of crimes. I'll show you some of the unique things about these rooms that we don't have now. One thing being, you can't carry a conversation on in the current building without anybody in the building hearing it. You come into this room and there's soundproofing on the walls. And make sure we don't get locked in.
Oh, okay.
No, it won't. And there's soundproofing on the walls. Nobody outside is going to be able to hear what goes on inside this room. You know, it's really going to be a tremendous upgrade from what we currently are.
Is that a camera up there?
There's a camera. Every room, every place has a camera. So yes, that's for security purposes, so that we can keep an eye on what's going on if an officer gets in trouble.
Would somebody do a confession in here too?
Oh, they could.
Yeah.
They could, but you know, it's not. We have a different interview room set up for people who we believe are intended or suspects.
And that's where you would have to record them and
yes.
tape them.
Yeah.
Okay.
This room has the capacity to do it, but it isn't going to be as efficient as it will upstairs. This is where, you know, right now when somebody comes into the station, they want a taxi license, they want a gun permit, they want, they need to get fingerprinted for a job or something like that. We have to take them back into the jail, wedge them into that corner and get it.
Yes.
This is where all that will be done in the future. So no longer will people be going back into the jail that don't have any business or need to go back into the jail. So here is the interface with the like I said, the records. This would be the records, the office administrator, her office here. It's actually set up. So eventually, you know, it's anticipated in the next 50 years we'll probably have a need for 2 people involved in records and accounting stuff. And this is where their office will be. This is the secure record storage. Right now we can keep about 2 years worth of records at the police station. In this room here, in these cabinets, we'll be able to keep 10 years worth of records. That's about as far back as we typically go for cases and everything. Everything beyond that will go into a dead records room. But right now, Jerry Adams, if he gets a case from as early as 2000, he has to drive all the way out to Wisconsin to our records bin out there and get it.
How
And
do
that
these
happens
things
fairly
work?
regularly.
What do those do?
It's just a crank. It's just a
that's
system.
right. Oh, that's it.
Yeah, it's just a different records storage system that allows us to be able to categorize and see them all. Sorry about
How many guys
that.
are working on this right now?
A bunch.
Wow.
Mainly painters.
50
A
guys?
lot of them.
A lot of painters?
A lot of painters.
Yeah.
Yeah. They're kind of the last guys in and out.
Always.
This door here, generally, for the most part, the members of the public will probably never ever come past this door. There's very little reason for them ever to. For one thing, the dispatch center is a self-contained unit. The general public generally won't have any access into it. It's designed so when it's fully operational, and it's dispatching both police and fire, they can relieve themselves, each other, they can eat here, break here, do everything here. So they have their own break room, their own restroom, and then their work room right here. And the supervisor, dispatch supervisor's office is right back there.
Yep.
This is where they would should keep things going.
So how many people are on at a time?
Well, if it was fully functional, let's say during the daytime, doing police and fire, you would need a minimum of 2 dispatchers and the supervisor would probably be on duty. So at all times there will be a minimum of 2, 1 police, 1 fire. Because of the way schedules work, sometimes there might be 3, but wouldn't be very often. But this is set up, there's 3 consoles. There's 2 of them here, 1 for police, 1 for fire essentially, and then this is an administrative console back here. This one, the equipment on it has a little bit more diagnostic functions for our radio systems and our computer systems and everything else. So, but the primary ones are right here.